to try to get comfortable again to game, and hopefully that can be an enjoyable experience. I truly believe that I need to just hop on my portal and go upstairs. So I think I need to sit up, take all this weight off my stomach, because when I eat all that food and I lay on my back all day for 8+ hours, it adds up, all that weight, and I'm not moving. Body has to shift. The body has to shift. Think about it, group. That thing with the arms. Has anybody ever taught you that before ever in your life? When your arms fall asleep. I found that out by myself. Right? I think I'm somewhat of a genius. I haven't seen it on YouTube, not TikTok, none of these social medias. I found it out on my own. Man, I can go viral with that. People will find out that freaking works. I can go viral with that for real. People find out it works and they start passing the word, like, hey. Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah. Anyways, the bottom line is that it works. I came up with it all myself. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna hop in there with you. Are you on Penitent Uni? I'm coming back in. Really? Okay. Well, I was gonna say, how's Goot co-op with you? She's not in the party, but. Oh. No, I didn't catch on. Oh, you're fine. Hey, Uni, what was your pin there? Oh, for Legion event? The Legion is over here. We're going to head to that Legion on Penitent difficulty. Yes. So, we're heading there to the Legion event. Now, when we've had the next world boss, we're going to fight that. We're going to take the difficulty down to hard for the world boss, because we ain't playing with that. I'm going to head to the... Walk to my flag. Stick with me as much as you can. You should be fine. You saw what it was in the dungeon. You do a penitent there. I'm not going to press you. I did tell you before we go. I just said if you're ready to be pressed, this is being pressed. You're Paragon level 66. You'll be fine. Okay, realistically, I don't know if you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. That's an honest answer. But I'm here at the Legion event if you want to teleport here. We're not going higher than Penitent right now. We still got a minute and 30 seconds. I'm going to get comfortable on my bed. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll figure something out. I'm sure. This is going to suck if I'm not fully comfortable, so I have to get fully comfortable before we do this stupid Legion event. This is going to truly suck if I'm not comfortable. So I will be in a bad mood if I'm not comfortable, so we gotta fix that. And I gotta be comfortable. Freaking comfortable. Is that my stupid phone back there? Yes, it is. We still got 50 seconds. I'm the one not comfortable, but I gotta get comfortable in 30 seconds somehow, some way. If I'm not comfortable, I can't freaking play right. I'll try. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Good thing it's a core skill now. doesn't matter. I could do it twice. So it doesn't matter. 8. Be ready, it's coming. If I were you, I'd stick with me. Or do whatever you see fit. You just level up? Congrats. Just for a tip, it's quicker to get to locations if you let that horse tail quicker during a Legion event. Good job. Penitent rewards. See, now it's back to Saragar. How'd you feel about that? Did you come close to dying? There you go. If you were on normal, you would not have gotten that much experience.
That is teleport. teleporting, and then what? Did you do the? Oh, good.
I don't understand.
Good. I just saw it pop up now. Good teleport. It's like you did.
Alright, Uni. Well, no Legion events, no world bosses, so back to the tower. Well, Groot, you can meet us too. Oh, you're already here. We're here at Saragar. We'll see what we can pull off.
Greetings.
Okay. Uni, let me know whenever you're ready to progress on this. Okay, well, I'm here at Saragar. You're not here. You actually are away in Kyovashad. Oh, we're not doing that difficulty like that. We're here at Saragar. We're gonna do as far as like in-game difficulty, here, we're leaving it on Penitent. Under the map there, we're gonna leave that on Penitent. We're not going past Penitent. Oh, I forgot I could start it from here. Okay. Well, we're going to the next tier. Here we go. We all can stick together or split up. I suggest that do whatever you guys see fit in the moment. If you can stick with me, stick with me. If you stick with Groot, stick with Groot. Or just do whatever you see fit in the moment. I'm going. I will say I'm going as fast as I can though, so. This is a chance to go all out. Daddy, I learned that from you just then. That helps. This was a dead end. Okay. Oh, you said so is this way. I thought you said, hey, it's this way. You said so is this way. That'll help us. Channeling pylon. Channeling pylons also help your dodge. Your charges go faster. Like when you dodge a circle, they charge faster. When you have those channeling shrines, you can tap circle more. So you can do speed dashes quicker. Also, with the channeling pylon. Just thought I'd make you guys aware of that. I'm off to the next dungeon. Yeah, I did it too. Tower Guardian's here. Tower Guardian's dead. Good job. All three of us are on there. I'll take the screenshot. I'll send it to the group. It is. I just shot that to the group. Congrats, people. Congrats. We made, I forget what rank we just made. I think 61. 60 whatever out of whatever. 62 out of, I have no idea. Let's go check the lead. So let's talk about this a little bit, guys. Let's talk about what's going on, okay? In those events, if you kill normal enemies, they don't give you that much bar, okay? You get more bar when you kill elites. There are different elites. There are the blue elites. There are different types of elites. There are the blue ones, which are magic. There are the yellow ones, which are rare. And there are the, like, red ones, which are, like, legendary elites, okay? Or something like that. The bottom line is, like, it's just like your items. You know, blue is magical, yellow is rare, and, you know, red is legendary. The elites are the same classes. I think something like that. The bottom line is this. When you kill elites, they drop these little purple orbs. Have you guys seen those? Have you, Uni? Yeah, so if you ever find yourself fighting an elite, just remember something. Remember that if you kill an elite and you don't get purple orbs, there must be another elite around, because every time you kill all of the elites, you're supposed to get purple orbs. Just keep that in mind. Anyways, so if you guys press the touchpad, go to collections, there's a section that says leaderboard. You can go to the leaderboard and check yourself out at the top right. It says the rank there. Right now we're currently in the party of 3, so we're rank 62. So we're in the party of 3 ladder. I don't know how many people are in here total. There's page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 pages, okay? Out of these 7 pages, we are currently on the 7th page. You know, keep one thing in mind. For people that don't look up stuff online on how to play this game, that at least we're in the ranks. That's pretty good. We're within the top 100, okay? I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it sucks we're on the last page, but who cares? We're in there, right? Who cares? We'll get better later. Really, seriously. We're in the hall. All that matters when people come to these pages, look at leaderboards, they see our names in there. That's kind of cool, you know? We're in there. So, with that said, let's go talk about our skills. Let's go outside of town real quick. Got an activity for all of us. I'll wait till we all group up. Uni just waiting for you to come here and join us. We're at Saragar.
Impressive.
Because communication is key when we start to encounter bigger things. So we're going to go outside of town and talk about some stuff. We're going to start with you, Groot, since I'm going to call you a guest because you don't stay up all night, of course, because, of course, I know you're not always able to. So your time is limited. Well, all our time is limited, but, like, we don't get to play as often. That's what I'm saying. So, Groot, choose a town anywhere on the map that's one of your favorite spots where you're willing to kind of fight some enemies. Well, not saying we're going to fight them right now, but just choose a place you prefer. Any town on the map. Okay. Well, Uni. Unity. Choose any town on the map, any place on the map to where like we're gonna go outside of town and just demonstrate some abilities. Kill shot? Okay, kill shot it is. Let's go there. Now, right now, this is more important than everything. This is more important than Legion events. This is even more important than world bosses right now. Because we have to understand each other. We have to understand our characters. This is a part of leadership. Because, like, if we don't understand who's doing what, we're a broken team. Because if we understand who does what, we can communicate while we're battling. Hey, pull them off me. Hey, shield us. You know, we can communicate. We don't know all of each other's abilities, so we have to talk about that. So we're going to go outside of town and we're going to give a thorough breakdown of everybody's abilities and what it does. And I'm going to lead this. So we're going to go outside of town and we're going to start with you. I'm going to show you how we're going to do this. So let's start with the textbook context first. Everybody's going to have to share their screen at some point. So let's just stop right here before we go outside. Right here at the beginning of the bridge, where I am. We're not going to do any battling or nothing yet. We're just going to talk about some stuff. Going to get to know each other better. I don't know why I don't... let's step outside of town. It's not like these enemies going to kill us. Okay, cool. Alright, so... Groot. Do you mind sharing your screen? Everybody needs to share their screen. So Uni, Groot, me, we're all going to share our screens. But we're going to look at Groot's screen first. But let's go to the chat part. Everybody's going to share their screens. Well, Uni, you don't have to share. Oh, dang. I'm sharing my screen. Everybody's sharing the screen. So here's what we're going to do. Listen, number one, don't worry about enemies, guys. My minions plus Uni's minions are gonna kill the enemies if they come at us. I don't think they're gonna come at us, so we should be good. So Groot, we're gonna view your screen first, and I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do. Let me watch your screen first. I'm gonna view your screen to full screen. So guys, view Uni. Let's view her screen to full screen. Okay, can you go to your skill tree, please? Go to your X button. Can you explain to whatever you do for your basic? When you press X, what does that do? Okay, it says lucky hit chance 30%. Summon a fallen lunatic. I know that because I had the warlock, but it says summon a fallen lunatic that it charges your target and explodes, dealing 39,000 damage. The modifier. You're not watching my screen. We're watching Groot's screen.
I don't even know how.
Just waiting for Uni to figure out how to view your screen. Uni, do you need instruction on how to view her screen?
I don't know how to make it big.
Groot, you want to try to explain it? And if you can't, then I will.
Yeah. Double tap the PlayStation button. Like double tap it, and then instead of hitting the little instead of
We can't
clicking
be
on.
outside of town like that. The noise is bothering me. I can't hear anybody talk. No, just don't know what I'm doing. Sorry.
So instead of clicking on the multitasking, you'll just do the bigger rectangle that's got 4 arrows pointing in each direction. That means it's going to full screen.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay, so you're viewing good screen right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, we'll start over. Summon a fallen lunatic that charges your target and explodes, dealing 39,000 damage. Modifiers. This is her sub ability. Command Fallen is also an Abyss skill and now summons up to 3 Fallen Grunts for 20 seconds, which deal 31,520 damage and generate 10 wrath per hit. Recasting all while active will direct them to move to target on your command. Great. Can you go outside of town and demonstrate that ability so we can see what that looks like? Keep casting it over and over. Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna take this piece of
Dark Prison off.
well, I'm gonna unequip this.
Square. I think.
Oh, I gotta press and hold. Alright.
No, yeah, you see what her skill looks like? Your X button. Yeah, just keep holding it. Just hold it. You don't have to kill it. You don't have to kill enemies, but you can kill enemies.
I wasn't trying to. But yeah, so if I
You don't have to.
X,
You're not casting the demon.
spawn,
Oh, okay, it's fine.
so they stay alive until they die.
Okay.
That's why they're like scoping for
So, can you cast any more X's while they're out?
I mean, if I do recast, it'll respawn.
I mean, look, if you hold down the X button, just hold it down. Let's see what happens. I don't see her casting anymore. I just see the little guys constantly out there.
So it redirects them.
Okay. Okay. See? Okay, if all 3 of them are out at once, you just redirect them. But if one of them dies, you gotta summon another one in that direction, and then you redirect. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we're getting to know each other's skills better. Okay, now let's go back to town. Talk about your square button. Well, not to town, but go back to the bridge. Let's talk about your square button at the skill tree. You can read. I need a break.
Burst forth 4 shadowy claws, each dealing 52,945 damage. Red claws are cast around you. This is a modifier. Red claws are cast around you, dealing $105,000 damage. You consume 1 stack of shadow form to also conjure claws around your most recent favorite demon summon. Every second, gain 20% increased damage for the next red claws up to 100%. Red claws deals 50% increased damage with its first claw strike against each enemy. When attacking from stealth, all claws gain this effect. So, a few things, since you guys don't really play, well, you never played Warlock, and I think you've played like maybe, I don't know, an hour of Warlock. So, shadow form grants unhindered, and any movement grants stealth, but consumes stacks compared with the 6 stacks. Stealth. Characters cannot be directly targeted by enemies. Using an attack or taking damage will instantly remove stealth.
So once you're done reading all your stuff, you can go and demonstrate your move. If you can't really properly demonstrate it, if you feel it necessary to demonstrate it on enemies, you should do so. My whole point I'm trying to make is this: we're trying to get to know each other's characters a lot better. You know what I'm saying? So do what you have to do to demonstrate your skill, whether you demonstrate it on enemies or if you demonstrate it in thin air. Do what you have to do so we can get to know your moves better. You know?
So this is my square. Oh, poor bird. I didn't even see that bird. Again, the modifier I have. Sorry. Sorry.
The bird's just laying there, just dead. It makes you feel guilty. It didn't even disappear. It's just still there, reminding you that hey, you killed it.
Yeah,
You killed
I
it.
didn't even see it.
You killed it.
So with my direct claws used to be like a directional ability where you would send it forward, but because of my skill, I would have it surrounding me basically to do damage. I'll like run into the middle and then do damage. That's it.
Which consumes, is that dominance or is that the other one?
No, that's wrath.
Dang, okay, I got them confused. Dominance and raft. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, hello, jerks. Anyway, so you want me to do the next ability?
You do that when you're ready. You take your time to do this. We're trying to get to know each other better, so you do it at your own pace. Your triangle?
I don't know triangle. Like
X square triangle R1, R2 L2.
all right, so triangle rampage. This is my big hulking demon. Summon a rampaging brute for 10 seconds. It smashes wildly, dealing 48,000 damage, with a 5% chance to eviscerate enemies for almost 800,000 damage. Rampage with my modifier. Rampage becomes an abyss recast state. When summoned a lesser demon, it deals 50% increased damage. Recast to command a demon to leap around the battlefield, dealing 739% damage with a 15% chance to knock down enemies for 3 seconds. Killing an enemy or demon with Rampage increases its damage by 20% for 3 seconds, or up to 20 seconds. Rampage now smashes your lesser demons to fortify you for 2% maximum attack. I'll go demonstrate that. This is my demon. I can recast him. You guys already know because you've seen him make all those sound effects. Um, the portion where it says Rampage now smashes your lesser demons to fortify you, that is actually the only reason why I keep this. So, let me send him out and it'll fortify my health. This is just like a good prepper. So I send out demons, I sacrifice those demons to a greater demon to fortify myself. Okay.
It is not, you could technically self fortify. You don't even need enemies to fortify.
Yes. So that couple. So if you saw this with where I was sending them out, with that
Hold on, let's take a break.
effect.
We do have to move our characters so they don't kick us out of the server. Just even if you move your character in a little circle and then come back to view group screen, so they don't kick you out of the server. They don't think you're too idle, remember? Let's put this on hold until she can get with it. Uni, did you hear me?
Yeah. Just while I watch this comes up.
Okay, great.
Okay. So yeah, but that's the reason why I actually have these demons, just to fortify. But that was before I also figured out this over here, which is another way to fortify. But I guess we'll get into that if you want. Anyway, something worth
I
mentioning.
don't know what that is. You said that in order to fortify it, so we'll get to that maybe later if you want to hear it.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
know you
what
want
that is.
because it's not a skill that I have on my bar. I thought you wanted to work through all the skills first.
If you want to explain whatever in the moment, go for it. This is your time to shine on your character.
Okay. Um. So I put a rune word on my pants 2 days ago. Basically, this is the thing that was giving you a headache unit. So every time I maintain at least one active summon for 5 seconds, I gain offering for each up to 5 summons 3 times. You guys see this purple thing that's swirling around me? That's technically a summon. So at all times, even if I don't have one of these out, I will always have a summon. So I always have this. This is the summon is like a little demon that I'll get into that. But so that is passively always happening. Invoke the Warlock's Dark Prison skill, tethering enemies to the area for 3 seconds. So this is basically CC. This is crowd control. Um, Dark Prison. Create a shadowy totem for 15 seconds that chains enemies, tethering them to the area, preventing them from escaping. Dark Prison now lasts 50% longer, but you can only have one at a time. When the prison ends, all enemies within take 1% damage, increased by 100% per additional enemy within. Not only enemies within the prison cannot die while it is active. Recast Plastic Prison Order. I am not casting this. I cannot cast this. This is something that is passive with my rune word. Enemies within Dark Prison are weakened. Hitting enemies within Dark Prison fortifies you for 1% max life. That is truly the reason why I took this last one. Hitting enemies within Dark Prison fortifies you. So I already mentioned that if I auto attack here, or X, and then I bring that out, it'll fortify me.
You're double
Now,
fortifying.
yeah, now if I'm in the middle of enemies and they come around me, it'll automatically trap them in my dark prison and it could fortify me there. So I just want coverage. I want to be able to control it, and I also want it to like passively happen for me. Where is it? So yeah, I can do it outside of battle, or it can happen if I'm in the middle of battle. Now we'll go with R1, Nether Step. This is the one that makes me the speed demon. So I have 2 charges, 11.22 seconds on the cooldown. Step through the shadows of hell to emerge at the target location, gaining 4 stacks of shadow form as well as 50% increased movement speed, which decays over 8.5 seconds. Mostly in those dungeons, I use it to get around, but yes, it gains shadow form to me, which at the bottom you can see shadow form grants unhindered and any movement grants stealth. The whole idea for me to use the skill is to get around fast, but also you guys have been there when you're in a dungeon and those swords are hovering over your head. It helps me get out faster. Um, and yeah. Okay, Nether Step now lets you run through the abyss while immune for up to 3 seconds. Cast again to exit early. Typically, Nether Step will teleport you to another spot, but I on purpose took immune because if I'm using it to get around fast, that's great. But if I'm using it because I don't want to be hit by a sword and get my health one shot, if I'm using it because there's a boss that's targeting me and my health bar cracked, I don't want to get targeted. So it grants me immune, which means I cannot be damaged. I'm unstoppable. I can't be CC'd. I am also stealth. And
Hold on, can we talk about CC'd? I know that means crowd controlled, but I think instead of using abbreviations, you should say full words sometimes, so Uni also gets a full understanding. Sorry.
do you know what CC means? Uni?
Crowd control.
Okay. Well, I'll say crowd controlled, but yeah, CC'd is just yeah. Anyway, end of the day, this is the ability that I use to get around fast. So
Hold on, let's talk about crowd control. Well, after you do this, Uni, do you know what crowd control effects are, Uni? Are you falling asleep?
probably.
Okay.
Uni, do you want to call it a night? You want to get off here?
Okay.
You could stop showing your screen, Uni. You probably can't. You can go back to using your phone. Maybe we'll hear you better. Let me know when you get all this situated, Uni.
Yeah.
Okay, so question number one: are you falling asleep?
No,
Because sometimes when me and
you
Groot.
can't hear me because
Oh, okay, gotcha. Because sometimes when me and Groot say something, you pause for a while, like you don't say nothing. We feel like we're wasting. Well, I feel like I'm wasting my breath sometimes.
I
Okay,
didn't realize you didn't hear me until there's a
Yeah.
long pause, and then I'm like, yeah.
okay. So, question real quick, Uni, are you falling asleep?
No,
Do you want to call it a night?
no,
Okay, cool. Okay, continue. Oh, well, hold on. Uni, about crowd control, do you know what that is?
yes.
What's
Like
crowd?
freeze or slow or
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that.
freeze.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get the point. Okay, feared and all that crap. Yeah. Okay, continue.
So let's say something is like, oh my. So I normally use it to like get around really quick, right? So you guys see me
Yes.
after I exit the form, it gives me a speed boost for a little bit anyway.
That's your cheat death button, as my friend would say.
Yeah, so it's cheat death, but also to move fast. So I can get around. This is why sometimes it's actually faster for me to get around without a mount, because I also get a movement speed buff, and now it's done. But
Mm-hmm.
it's also a cheat death button because with the modifier I took, it makes me immune, unstoppable, and stealth.
Let's talk about terminology because these are key terms like we need to know. What is immune? I know what it is. I'm just trying to make sure that we all know.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, when I was reading it, I did read that part out loud, but I'll read it again. Immune characters cannot be damaged and are unstoppable, with all control impairing effects removed and prevented. Shadow form still grants unhindered, and any movement grants stealth, but stealth.
Okay.
Um, but immune, I don't want to be, I don't want to be damaged. You know, like I said, if there's a sword hanging over my head, I want to get out. If in case I can't get out, or let's say it's too large of an AoE, it's too large of an area for me to get out, I want to make sure that I'm immune.
Or we want to talk about this too because this can't happen. If you're on your sliver where you're about to die and you hit that panic button, like, I'm going to die, that's your panic button. Another step is your panic button. Like, see, I think these are good conversations to have because when we panic, we're less likely to freak out, you know, because we've already talked it through and we've had calming time to talk it through, you know. So next time you come near death, you're gonna be like, I remember my panic button. Now, if you have no more panic buttons left, then you got a problem.
And that's exactly why I have to take the extra charge as a modifier. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you guys have seen me, I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta hurry up and get to the next thing. Oh crap, there's somebody there. Excuse me. When I'm in nether step, I cannot cast any spells. So let's say you'll watch me run for about 10 minutes. I can't cast anything else except for nether step again. But I can cast it to exit early if I need to hurry up and do some damage. Um, but I'm gonna go over it one more time.
You don't. You don't have to. You don't have to. Save your breath. Unless you want to. If you feel passionate about that, do it. I'm just trying to help you, but if you feel passionate about that, I think you should, though.
Okay, I'm just gonna go from nether step to Dreadclaws back here. Because at the bottom I'm gonna show you what shadow form does. Because remember, this grants me shadow form and immunity. So I don't take any damage, I remove all the CC, and I grant shadow form, which makes me unhindered as well, and I'm stealth. So this is literally, I cannot be targeted. I remove all my CC. I have a movement speed buff, and it's like, sorry guys, you gotta fend for yourself. If there's a boss, oh crap button.
Yeah.
No offense to everybody here.
No, I think that's smart. Like everybody should have their cheat death button.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like I really, on occasion will use that evade, but the shadow form is, I use that a lot. Um, anyway, okay, so now we'll go to R2.
Whatever order you going, just make sure you cover all your buttons at the bottom.
Yep. Um, so R2, this is Command Laylish. So on the Warlock, you see I have soul shards. You can choose if you want the 4 different shards, which gives you a demon. This one is the one that I take. This is my R2. Mastermind shard. Recast skills no longer break shadow form stealth at the cost of 2 stacks. While you have shadow form, abyss skills deal 30% increased damage, and you gain 5% increased movement speed per stack. Grants the summon Laylish skill. Shadow form, talked about that. I'm unhindered. I'm gonna get movement speed and stealth. Stealth characters cannot be directly targeted by enemies using attack or taking damage will instantly remove stealth. So this part's important. Stealth characters cannot be directly targeted by enemies using an attack or taking damage will instantly remove stealth. I already told you guys that with this, I am unhindered, I am stealth, I'm untargetable, all types of crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but I also have a modifier to this one. There's a few different ones you can take. This is the one that I take. Recast skills, hex enemies on hit, increase the damage they take from their abyss demonology skills by 20%. Hex means increases abyss skill damage taken by enemies up to 15% based on their missing life. So, recast skills. I only have one recast skill, and that is this guy. Because he's out right now, but if I want, I can put him over here. I can put him over here. I can put him down there. He's gonna take that just because he's a recast skill who will automatically hex anybody he puts in there. So you guys have seen it. He pretty much jumps into the fight and he kills everybody around him. On the off chance that he does not, like if it's an elite mob,
It's free
that
cast.
elite mob will be, yeah, that elite mob will be hexed. So it'll increase the damage that he takes from all my abyss skills. Now, I'm not going to go over all the different skills because all that matters is what's here. Abyss skills are purple. Which skills on my bar are purple?
All of them. So when
Really?
he does it, in essence, what you're saying is when he hits them, he hexes them. When he hexes them, it makes all your moves do more damage.
Correct. So it takes an extra 20% damage from everything else that I throw at him. Let me just go here. Here. Okay. So that's all of that is actually passive, but that has nothing to do with the skill itself.
So this is a passive.
Well, um, that actually has to do with the shard that I take. The other part of the shard that I take is grants the summon Laylish skill. Everything that I read on the shard is at the beginning.
So is this like the talisman category? Or is this separate from that?
This is separate. Like, I think you guys, according to the loading screen, you guys have something called like Book of the Dead.
Oh yeah. You have yeah. The paladin has judgment and all that. Okay, I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So warlocks have a shard.
Okay.
The reason I brought up the shard is because this shard grants me this one skill. So let's go back to the skill and see what that is. Command Laylish. It's a 14-second cooldown, lucky hit chance of 15%, and it does abyss damage. Passive. Laylish seeks enemies and applies vulnerable and a 30% slow to close enemies that linger for 4 seconds. When you attack enemies, it moves through the abyss to bite them, dealing 960% damage. So vulnerable enemies at the bottom take 20% damage. That means this little purple thing, where'd you go? Hello? Oh, whoops. Sorry. There she is. Okay. Go back over here so you guys have a visual. So see that purple pool that's following me around?
Mm.
That is my passive. She's she golly. Anyway, she's literally going around, and that's why she's not around me. She was looking at nearby enemies. So if I want to run back over here, she'll probably come back. There she is. Okay. So she is actively at all times going around and applying a debuff to any surrounding enemies and a slow. So they take 20% more damage and they're slowed so that way I can see them before they get to me, right? You make an emphasis on I want to get it before it gets me. I want to see it before it sees me. So, but yeah, when I do finally attack them, it does 960% damage passively. These are all things that are happening without me doing it. Active. Command Laylish to create a terror realm for 6 seconds. Applying vulnerable and a 60% slow to enemies within it. Laylish devours enemies within the terror realm, dealing 320% damage every 1 second. While you are within terror realm, gain 1 stack of shadow form every 0.25 seconds. There's a lot, but So now it's going to be the same thing. Because, like I said, she's always there, right? But now it's going to apply a 60% slow instead of a 30% slow. And it does damage. And it grants me Shadow Form. These other fights.
Mm. So it's
But that's
devouring enemies in there.
hmm but the cooldown on it is 14
So you
seconds.
can cast two, three skills at the same time. While that thing's devouring, you could be pressing your square button, doing that thing to forward blades that surround you.
Correct.
Try that. Let me see something.
The four blades around
Yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah. While you're doing the R2 though, while you're commanding
Wow.
Latchish, get in the middle of Latchish and do it there. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of cool. I mean, I'm sure you've already done that. I'm not telling you like I'm teaching you nothing new. It's just I just wanted to see it for myself. I wanted to see it in
Three,
action.
four, five, six.
Well,
Um, so, but even with the fact that it's a 14-second cooldown, oh my
mm,
god. 1 bite, 2 bite, 3 bite, 4 bite, 5 bite, 6 bite.
but now you can't count that a third time. You have to count five or seven a third time. Because if you count that number a third time, that would have meant you said that number three times.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
You
And there's
just
7 seconds left.
you just counted six three times. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why I just did it again. You said that I did it 3 times, so I did it again.
No, you counted six two times. I was trying to tell you to count. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now there's 7 seconds left, and it's almost ready to go again. So you see, like when I'm doing this, that the interesting part there is that it says cooldown, right? It doesn't take any resources from me. So no matter what, let's say I don't have any wrath, I don't have any pink mana, I don't have any red mana, I will always be able to do the fight.
After the cooldown.
Yes. But to be fair, I really don't use Command Lelouch that much. I should more often. I pretty much only do it during boss fights. I say I don't do it that much right now because I honestly have a feeling I need to start pushing my tiers. That's actually why I pushed to T2, um, Torment 2, because the all the mobs, all the monsters are dying too quick. You know. So anyway, so that's R2. L1, you guys know, is my potion. Okay. Now, here is my ult. Metamorphosis. Transform into a demon and gain demon form, which the modifier I took on that, if you look at the bottom, demon form, oh, hold on, actually, that's not even it. Demon form passively gives me maximum 20% life, and demonology skill damage is increased by 30%. So when I transform into a demon, I automatically get 20% more life, and my demonology skill damage is up by 30%. All Archfiend, all Archfiend Demon Force skill variants, an ultimate Archfiend basic attack that deals 221% damage and dominates and generates 2 dominance. I'm gonna be honest here, guys. When I use my demon form, I rarely auto attack unless there's nothing else for me to do. Um, but if I need to, it does do extra damage. Cast again while active to cancel. I will never do that. My modifiers. Metamorphosis becomes an abyss skill that does not replace any skills and lasts for 22.80 seconds. Metamorphosis grants 4 shadow form stacks every second and abyss skills do not break stealth while it's active. So it used to be before that when I'm stealth, down at the bottom, stealth characters cannot be directly targeted by enemies. Using an attack to or taking damage will instantly remove stealth. So if I'm dealt damage, it'll remove a stack of shadow form. But now when I use an attack, it will no longer take any stealth from me. Because it's like, yeah, why are you hiding if you're attacking? Obviously we can see. Well, now if I attack from my shadow form, they still can't see me, which means I'm still stealth, and they can't target me directly. Metamorphosis grants 20% increased maximum life. That is a lot
Right.
better.
Wait. So when you use your alt, you automatically go into stealth mode, right?
Yeah. No,
So,
I go into demon form.
but when you get shadow form,
Mm-hmm.
what is shadow form and how do you activate it? Oh, so if you cast that while you do your ultimate, that's going to give you stealth while you're in your ultimate mode. And while you're in your ultimate mode, you can still attack but stay stealthed because you're currently in ultimate mode. But once the ultimate wears off, that skill will also wear off like normal.
Right. So if you look above my skill bar, you see there's like underneath my buffs, there are these like tiny purple dots, and it looks like there's like 20 of them going across. Can you see that? There's three of them,
Yeah.
purple dots. So those are stacks of shadow form. Even though I'm not in shadow form, oh, see, it went away now because I moved. Because I was still stealth that whole time. And I'm concerned because Layla's really just trying to find one of the enemies. But you're gonna see, I'm gonna do it again. Oh shoot! And see those dots are back, right? If I move, it goes away. If I move, it goes away. They can see me. I do it again. If I stay still, I'll have that the whole time. See, my character is a little bit black.
Is there a way to increase your shadow balls up there while you're in stealth mode?
Mm-hmm.
How do you increase your shadow balls while you're in stealth?
Um, while you are within the terror realm, this is my command Laylish. Gain one stack of shadow form every 0.25 seconds.
Well, let's try it. Let's see it build up. I'm looking to see those circles build up. Oh, you gotta be inside there with glaciers.
Yeah, but like, let's say I'm out here and something's attacking me.
If it attacks you, you automatically are out of stealth, regardless of how many balls you got. Can you build that stealth all the way up if you wanted to?
I haven't been able to do it yet.
Looks like a challenge. Okay.
Um,
Anyways,
but basically, what I end up doing with my old, and you guys have seen me when we like unseal a door and we run in. I don't just run in. I don't just evade in. I always nether step in because it gains me. Go ahead.
I never really pay attention. There's a few forms of nether step, and I know it's because I've used the warlock. I like the other one where it actually takes a physical step and you teleport. I like that one.
I like it too, but for survivability, I had to do this.
I understand that's understandable.
Because like when we were first leveling up and we were playing with Eckhart, I
Hmm.
liked the nether step because like I could go from one like I could go from up here to literally over walls. I could go gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just stay like this. but I could port over walls. I could teleport down from like stairs and stuff like that. It was really nice for mobility. But I sacrificed that for the fact that, I mean, that's just OP, especially in situations if we're fighting a boss. I'm completely immune. You're kidding me. That's worth it. I'm immune, I'm untargetable, and I cannot take damage. And it's not even it's not even taking up any
Dang it! See, my
any
character.
cooldown.
Yeah, that's why I said we got to move our characters sometimes. Well, who cares? We're still viewing your screen. That's the most important thing. If we time out, who cares? We'll come back.
Yeah,
I'm still going to come back and view your screen.
yeah. But yeah, so when I go in
Hold on, wait.
with go ahead.
Uni, if your character times out too, who cares? We're just viewing screens right now. That's the most
I
important.
know, Ramon.
Okay, that's the most important thing. Now, Uni, wait. Before you move your character, you want to tell Groot to wait. Because if you need to go and move your character, you're not paying attention to what Groot's saying. You're going to miss out on some key things. So, like, hey, hold on. Let me move my character. Like, communicate, you know?
No, I'm watching my phone now, so he's gonna move my character.
Okay. All right, Groot, continue.
Okay. But anyway, when I run into a boss fight, I usually nether step in.
So, question.
Well,
Sorry. So, you're another step. We saw how it works. You use it, you dig on the ground or whatever, and then you pop up and you're in stealth mode. You deactivate stealth by either getting attacked or starting to attack. But when you use your ultimate enhances your nether step because at the end of your nether step, you remain stealth even while you're attacking. Only because you're currently using your ultimate
kind of, yeah.
as a
So
D. Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
I nether step in to increase um to increase my speed to get a leg up on the fight. But I also do it to get shadow form. Remember shadow form, like you said, or like you said, grants unhindered and stealth.
We need to talk about that term unhindered. I don't even know what that one means. You want to look that one up?
Okay, hold on. Let's go.
Untouchable?
Let's still see what it says. Let's get the textbook terminology.
How do I do that?
You remember? You got this.
Text message.
See? Yep. Remember I taught you that?
But it doesn't.
One of them is gonna say it. Don't know which one though.
One second.
One of them is gonna say it. Unhindered. You look at your whole skill tree.
Unhindered.
Me.
Sure.
Okay. Sometimes when that happens, this is gonna sound stupid. That's when you gotta go to another character class and you look up that term like that. Like
Unhindered.
actually create another character. I don't know if there's another way to look at that term.
Unhindered was
I
on.
feel like there's another way to look. I feel like there's another way to look at that term, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. Like, you know how what's it? Medieval Dynasty had um like a little touchpad.
Yeah.
Um.
Hit the touchpad.
Mhm.
Go to collections. Hold on. Challenges.
Oh,
Keep scrolling down.
oh wait, I think I know what you're going for. If I go codex, I will be able to keyword search.
Yeah. I've done that too before. Yeah. There it is down there. You taking notes, Huey? There you go.
Characters can move through enemies and their movement speed cannot be reduced.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So now we just learned something. Unhindered means you can move through enemies and you can't be reduced. So if you're about to die, unhindered means you can run through all the traffic and get somewhere safe. So that means run towards the danger and get the hell out. But you got to know. The catch is this: you have to know for how long you're going to be unhindered. That's the part where you really got to know your character. If you're unhindered for 3 seconds, the question is this: if I pass through the fire for 3 seconds, will I be out of the fire after the end of the 3 seconds, or will I still be in the fire? If I'm going to run through the fire for 3 seconds, why? When my 3 seconds are up, either I'm going to die or either I'm going to make it out alive. So the question is this: if I only got 3 seconds of unhindered, how can I best use those 3 seconds to my advantage? That's the question. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So when I start a fight, I'll go in with nether stuff because I get 2 charges and it doesn't use any life. Like it doesn't use any energy or anything, right? So I figure by the time I need to use it again, hopefully I'll have 2 charges again. You never know. But I also do it because it grants me shadow form, which grants unhindered, um, which means I can move through whatever I want. Like I can move through enemies, I don't have to run around them, I can move through them. And I get stealth. That's actually the reason why I do it. I get stealth. Um,
You're not boring me. You disregard me. I'm trying to relax my neck. I think I need to whip out my
you're
portal soon.
so once more with the stealth though, it used to be where if I move, it'll take off a charge. If I attack, it'll take off a charge. But now when I attack, it does not take off a charge. So I will. Pretty much the idea is for me to always be in stealth mode. But yeah, shadow form stacks every second, and an abyss skill does not break its stealth while active. So when I go into a boss fight, I nether step. I go into metamorphosis,
What's some
and
metamorphosis
then
again? Oh, okay, more life. Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
but it's also demon form. So what
Ugh.
happens is when I get into demon form, I get 20% life, but I also took the modifier to get an extra 20% above that.
So you
So when
get
I
three
nether,
things. You get those stuff. You get more speed. You get stealth, and you get more life.
I get 40% more life. Yes,
Ugh.
yeah, because I get 20% from demon form. I get 20% from metamorphosis. So
Okay.
I want a big old health pool when we're about to go into a boss fight. And it lasts for 22.80 seconds. So basically, um, and then plus the shadow form doesn't break, the abyss skills don't break stealth. So basically, what'll happen is like, let's say stealth in, I can hear it doing something. But I'll go demon form, and you see what happened in my bottom left hand corner. I
I
no
did
longer
not.
have all. Okay, well,
Keep
so
going.
we just talked about how my demon form gets me an extra 40% life. So then I go demon form, I cast that, I'll go in here, and I'll try to fortify myself even more as like a little mini game. If I need to, I can GTFO. That's the idea. They do all the damage. Please pay attention to all of this. Do not pay attention to me. In the same way that you guys have minions, don't pay attention to me. Pay attention to the minions. In the same way that you guys have, your minions. I'm like, don't pay attention to me. I'm stealth. Look at all these little things that I've brought up. Oh gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Penitent is very hard, isn't it?
So then huh?
I said,
Oh
look at
yeah.
that. Penitent is very hard, isn't it?
So then I just turn it into a mini game, and now that extra 40% health is fully fortified.
Hmm.
And now it's done because it lasts for 22 seconds, but mm, so it lasts for 22 seconds, but my cooldown is 14 seconds. So
Hmm.
it should have um it should like almost always be up essentially. The
Okay.
problem is everything that we've been doing thus far, and this is not making it bad, everything that we've done thus far has been too easy because I am not maximizing my skill bar. You guys look at when I'm going through a dungeon, I'll literally go through and do that. I'll do this. I'll do this. I could do this. I almost never go into demon form. I almost never do this, except when we get to the last boss fight. And that's what tells me that I'm at a too easy of a difficulty right now. Not that's not a bad thing. It's helping me learn my skills more because even though I'm 70, it's still technically a new class for me. So I've been playing it for a week now, maybe a little over a week now, a week and a half maybe. But I rarely use this. I'm pretty much only using the and just one-shotting everything. Let's see. Where's everything? There we go. One shot, two shots, three shots, four shot. You get the point.
Mm-hmm.
I know that this is not. We're not talking like super high health things right now because it's not a boss fight. But the problem is, unless it's a boss fight, I'm not going into my demon form. And you guys, you guys saw like all the extra stuff that I get from my demon form. There's no reason why I shouldn't always be in demon form. I've not been what's the word I'm looking for? I've not been challenged enough yet to where I am maximizing my entire skill rotation. Because I did build it to where they all work off each other. That's why it comes from taking the strength, right? I don't know if it works out that way with you guys, but same with paladin, same with barbarian. Everything's color coded. Every ability is color coded. So if I pick an ability that's purple, it's all gonna build off each other, and I pick everything purple. If it was an ability that was purple natively, like this one was actually a fire skill, I converted it over here to an abyss skill, a purple skill. The point is, my build is cohesive, so I have a way to gain more life, I have a way to get out, I have a way to speed out, I have a way to deal damage, and I have a way to passively do it. I have a way to generate my wrath, I have a way to spend my dominance, and I have abilities that I can cast that don't use either of my resource skills. So what I was looking for was something to make me, like I said, survivability, deal damage, and then what if I'm all out of resources? What can I do? And I never run out of resources.
Hmm.
So that's basically my spiel. I don't think we really don't need to go into Paragon, but um, I'm probably almost ready soon to unlock the next Paragon board. Edie, have you dealt with Paragon boards yet?
So I'm
No, you didn't. No. You need to go over your Paragon board. Like, go over your whole entire character.
Okay. Oh crap! I didn't mean to get this here. Oh, that's another thing. All those multipliers you guys saw are different from my characters. Okay, so I'm gonna put that back now. Anyway, Paragon.
I do, but Uni, I'll let her answer.
I don't know if you guys have it.
I know the
So
basic stuff when I first started mainly. I haven't gotten another board.
yeah, like you'll have one glyph socket. You'll have these major nodes, a minor node, and minor nodes, right? Um, so right now, I mean, I'm personally, I'm concerned on dying, and I think you guys know why. As hardcore players, I'm always worried about dying. So I'm taking max life. I'm taking max life. I'm taking plus 10% damage. I don't care about magic. Plus 20% resistance to all elements. These are always things that I'm going to maximize. My very first glyph socket that I used was Ichor Carapace, plus 13.7% demonology damage. Everything I do is demonology damage and abyss damage. But the reason I really took it was the plus 35% increased armor. Eventually, it's going to get to the point where, because right now, my resistances, my defenses, aren't the best. Um, I want these maxed out. I mean, I know resistances have to get to 90% to be maxed out. I'm nowhere near there, right? Especially here, but I'm nowhere near there. Personally, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to wait till I have better gear. Sorry, do you hear yourself when you talk? Like, do you get an echo when you hear yourself talk further away from you?
Sometimes
I
that
do.
one did.
So I do, which is why it sounds like I'm struggling to talk or think, because I can hear myself echoing. But it's okay. Um, anyway, I know that I need to work on my resistances. Like, right now, the reason why I'm thinking about pushing for Nerf 3 is because I'm killing things too quickly. But before I go further, I definitely want to maximize my resistances. I don't want to have to worry about anything here before I go up. Like, if I get my resistances up, I know my health is up. From there, I can work on my damage. If my damage is killing everything right now, then I need to work on my defense before I can go up.
Mm.
But anyway, so yeah, this one here, I took the plus 35% increased armor because I don't want to think about it. I just want it to happen. No matter what gear I have, I just want it to happen. Respecking or adding sockets to stuff, masterworking stuff, it's expensive. I don't want to have to deal with it. Um, finish elites, do demonology. Um, I don't know. I take willpower for everything. That's what my skill's based on. So this is the one board that I did pick, because you start off with a base board, right? And then I picked this board. But I picked this board because of the legendary node. The legendary node is the orange one. Spending dominance to summon a demon reduces the wrath cost of your demonology skill. What is going on? I thought I heard something.
That's me.
No, 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 no. My phone was vibrating too, so I panicked for a second. But I'm hearing this down there. You see those people?
Oh yeah.
Demonology skill. Spending dominance to summon a demon reduces the wrath cost of your demonology skill by 50%. I don't care about that. I told you guys that I don't struggle with my resources. Um, and increases all of your damage by 80% for 12 seconds. So that is a big deal. Because if you look at, um, sorry, um, so this uses dominance. This is the only thing that I use that uses dominance. Everything else that I do, everything else I do has a cooldown. Cooldown, this is a basic skill. Well, I guess this uses dominance too. No, this uses wrath. But yeah, this is the only thing I use that has dominance. But you see it, I just have a big hulking demon around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every time I use it though, it increases my all of my damage by 80% for 12 seconds. So I throw him out there, and all of my damage is increased permanently for the next 12 seconds. Which, let's be honest, is going to be boss fights for us. Um,
Mm-hmm.
more max life, more max domin or more max armor is what I'm doing. Um, and then so max life, you can definitely see a theme here. I want a big old health pool. I want a big old health pool because I can fortify myself, so that means I have to double the health pool over that. Plus, I can hide. I can go immune. Like, I just do not want to die. So I'm gonna make my way over here next because I just need armor and resistance. Recast damage plus 17%. The only thing that I do that's recasting is the big ol' hulking um, demon. So that makes sense for me. So now he's got plus 17.5% recast damage. He's got plus 80% damage. Like there's a reason why he does a lot of damage, right? The glyph socket I use for this is mustard. 35 of my cat locations within range deal plus 22% increased damage with these skills. And that's all I have right now because I have to work on unlocking all of the willpower here. Because when I get that, you'll deal 18% increased damage while in shadow form. And when I get it level to 50, increases all my abyssal skill damage by 5.5%. So it's a long work in progress. You would think that I'd want to work towards here because it gives me vulnerable damage. Because my little summon Laylish, she's automatically making things vulnerable. But like I said, I want to work towards here first. I want to make myself more airtight, more fortified. I don't want to have to worry about dying. You guys understand?
Mm-hmm.
But with that, I haven't really tried any of these other glyphs. And I've unlocked more since I started, so I'm sure it's going to be worth it for me too. But right now, I've been focusing on leveling these two up. I want to get them at least to 25 before I can, because it's like halfway to legendary, before I start tiering up to 23.
Hmm. Sounds like a game plan.
And you have you upgraded? You've upgraded glyphs and stuff, have you? Have you done pits?
I don't have that many glyphs.
Okay.
I have a couple.
Okay. But have you done a pit so far?
It's different days. It's that card and Emperor was doing it.
Okay. So that's where you upgrade the glyphs. And, you know, look at that. It says legendary upgrade unlocks at level 50. All of them unlock at level 50. At level 50, it'll increase all of my demonology damage by 5.5%. At level 50, it'll increase all my abyss skill damage by 5.5%. Like, that's gonna be sick, and it's gonna be passive, so it's worth going in and upgrading those glyphs. But you gotta do the pits. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it.
You want to talk about your armor and how your armor ties into your stuff?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let me drink some water. So this is the only ancestral piece that I have. I did not add a socket to it because it takes a material that I only have one of, and I feel like I'm not sure that I'd want to sink that one piece of material into this one helm. I think I'd rather do that in like a chest piece that would give me more armor or more something. So if I ever get a drop with the ancestral helm or chest piece, I'll probably do that. Anyway, I masterworked this a couple times, but well, like I said, willpower is my main. It's how what scales all of my damage. Max life, I told you guys, is super super important to me. Where I know I have the opportunity is going to be adjusting where my resistances are on these pieces of equipment. Like I said, that's what I'm going to focus on as I tier up. Because if I get to a point where the monsters die a little slower than they used to, that's when I know, like Emperor was talking about before, that's our pain point. That's where I know that I'll have to start maximizing my armor. But right now, I don't want to spend the materials if I'm just not dying. That sounds a little backwards, I know. But when I get to that pain point where they're not dying as quickly, I know that I'll probably need to work on my resistances. Anyway, this has an imprinted aspect on it. That's the main reason why I took it, because since it's ancestral, it gives me more armor. Um, it's a higher item level. Demon form grants 20% damage reduction plus an additional 0.8 for 5 seconds anytime you take fire damage up to 8%. Um, I can't control what type of damage that I take, but when I get into my demon form, which is the form where I go this way, I already gain extra 40% max life, and now I get an extra 20% of damage reduction. I cannot emphasize this enough. You guys know, I'm not. Oh gosh, sorry. I am not vampiric. Though, like I remember when Emperor was telling me about the Crimsons. It's like we do things. We're hardcore. We don't look stuff up, and we try our best to be vampiric. Like you guys both do it. Clearly, you're necromancers. You're vampiric. Um, Blackheart does it in his own way. Like here and in V Rising, he does damage and he wants that damage to heal him. He was pretty unique in finding that on V Rising. I was actually that was a really cool thing that he figured out with heals. Um, so I don't have as much of that. So I want a big old health pool, and I want damage reduction. I want armor. I want resistances. That's why that's imprinted on there. So if you look at this one, more damage reduction. Gain up to 41% damage reduction based on how injured you are.
You really try not to die.
Hell no.
Keep going though. It's funny because you're taking all precautions. I'm impressed. I'm impressed at the amount of thought you put into this. That's why I was laughing.
Oh, yeah. Well, like you had said, I mean, I spent all this time on this character. I'm not trying to make it in vain. I think what I saw was this character has like 32 or 34 hours of playtime. I don't want that all to be for naught. I gotta go to work. Like, I gotta go to work. I gotta sleep. I,
Mm.
I don't want to start all over. So, is it worth it to go through and maximize the stats or maximize your build? Yeah, because as slow as a time as I like 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 when I was unlocking T2, I know I was one shotting. Like I was barely going my nether step, like you know the thing where I run around and underground. I was barely doing that. I'm not trying to speed through it because I was trying to unlock Torment 2. I would rather take it slow and fail than die, because as slow as you take it through a pit, as slow as you take it through a dungeon, Yumi, it's going to be a much slower process to have to level all the way over. And I know you know that because it happened. I'm not trying to make that happen. As much as
Yeah.
possible, I want to prevent that. But this damage reduction is based on how injured I am, but I'm not injured. I'm like barely ever injured. Um, if you look on the left, I have for here as my mercenary if I ever run around by myself. And with for here, wonder if I can see the end. I'm able to. You guys are still watching.
Mm.
So, when I was doing the pit by myself, I say for here because uh, cast when player becomes injured.
Mm-hmm.
His shield charge. For here, bashes enemies with a tower shield, dealing moderate physical damage and fortifying you for points when you first level up your maximum life. I cannot address this enough. That's when it triggers when when I'm injured. I don't want to be injured, but if I am injured, I want crap. So if I'm injured, Rahir jumps in, he fortifies me, and guess what I'm doing? I am nether stepping out so that way I can gain unstoppable, unhindered, all of it. I don't, and then I'll panic and pop a quick. Okay. Um, arms, your abyss skills deal 74% damage. Increased damage to enemies who have not hit you in the last 2 seconds. I'm not getting hit, so my abyss skills are over. Casting skill heals you for 2.2% of your maximum life. Double this bonus while injured. You know, all out loud while nobody's interrupting me, it's really just like, this looks like I'm paranoid to die. This really looks like I am afraid to die. Um, but yeah, so any skill that I cast will heal me, and doubles if I'm injured. Becoming crowd controlled while I have shadow form will consume a stack and apply to back to the attacker, and dash shadow form to grant immunity to that type of effect for the next 4 seconds. So let's take that slower. Becoming crowd controlled while I have shadow form will consume a stack to apply. First of all, if I've nether stepped, I cannot be crowd controlled. But let's say I come out of my crowd control, or let's say I come out of my nether step, and somehow I get crowd controlled. This will consume my shadow form stack, which I have because you guys have seen the little dots on my bar. But it'll also reflect it back.
Stop. When it consumes a stack, that means it consumes a ball, a little purple ball.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good clarification. I think you should mention when you talk about that. But keep going.
Yeah, it consumes a little ball when I'm in shadow form, but it reflects it, consumes a stack, and apply it back to the attacker. So if I am feared, it'll consume a stack of a little ball of my shadow form, and it'll fear them instead. And it'll also grant immunity for the next 4 seconds from that same thing. I don't want it to happen again. So this is like, what if I've nether stepped twice and I have it on cooldown? This is a nice little safety blanket, right? It never triggers, but it's like the just in case.
You really thought this through.
Yeah. When I tell you that I'm in
uh,
town reading, I mean
mm-hmm,
that I'm in town reading. I'm not just like, you know,
mm-hmm.
screwing around. So this is the stuff where I know that I can maximize, like, change my stats on here. Because, like, my weapon damage, I don't really need that. You know what I mean? But what I did focus on was adding a socket and increasing it. So I added 22% shadow damage multiplier. I guess I should go over that up here. I just added the day power. because that's where my raw power comes from. But this will increase shadow damage. All of this damage is shadow damage. Anyway, imprinted. While moving, gain 20% increased damage for 2 seconds, up to 104%. Hitting close enemies for fraction duration. I don't really hit close enemies. If I do, it's within 1 second. While moving, gain an extra 20% damage. When am I not moving? You always gotta be moving. I hate using this example, Uni, but even I said I hate using this example, Uni, but remember when you were doing the campaign and you fell through the floor?
Yeah.
That's exactly why I'm always moving. Like, and I have that habit back from when I started playing World of Warcraft like 20 years ago. No matter what, I'm always moving. So I was like, well, I'll just passively gain 20% armor or damage. Actually, what I think I want to do, I have a legendary focus. I'm looking for a good legendary weapon. I think I want to go to a focus and like an offhand and a regular weapon, just to have more things that I can imprint on.
I want to talk a little bit about that. I did the same thing because my weapon was similar to yours, where it gave me plus 3,000 life. The only thing I hated about going to one weapon was that I lost a lot of life. I lost a lot of vitality, that maximum life, because even though my shield and my weapon gave me life, it was not as much life as the you just teleported. It was not as much life as the two-handed weapon gave me. You know,
Right.
like I even got a calculator and I calculated how much the one weapon and the one shield gave me versus how much I had total. And I found out how much vitality I would lose if I traded in my two-handed weapon. If I went with the one-handed weapon and you get the point, the one offhand piece. In essence, I think it's worth it for the extra aspect, though, to sacrifice that life and to, you're gonna have lower life, but you'll have the extra aspect and the extra gem too. But anyways, yeah, go.
But that's this. You saying that is the exact reason why I've been waiting for a one-handed weapon, because this dropped for me, and I've always been salvaging all my focuses. And I saw
Mm-hmm.
this one, I was like, wait, this is a focus that has. I was like, I didn't know you could put a gem in a focus.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, let me save this. If I ever find like a one-handed sword or a flail, I don't think I can use flails. A one-handed mace or a dagger or something, I'm gonna switch to that because, like you said, that's two things that I can put in focus
And
faster.
you get extra affixes, like affixes as in like extra properties. Like, for instance, on your piece equipped, it says videos paused, broadcasting only mic audio. For instance, no, that's because I'm streaming and my videos paused. But for instance, one of your little attributes is that whatever terminology you want to come with, but one of your bullet points is 111 weapon. No, you're two-handed. We'll look at that. One of them is 272 weapon damage. Another bullet point is 3,324 maximum life. See what I'm saying? Those are your bullet points, right? Well, with that two-handed weapon, you only get 4 bullet points. If you have one-handed weapon and then an offhand piece, you get a total of 8 bullet points,
Right.
or anywhere between 4 to 8, anywhere between it. You may only get 6 bullet points. I don't know, but the point is you'll darn sure have more than 4 bullet points, and they could stack up. And then don't forget, you can also alter them. You don't have to settle with what they give you. For instance, your lucky hit, it says up to a 15% chance to restore 8 primary resource. Right? I want to show you something. Press circle. Go back. Go to the occultist really quick. I want to show you something.
Yeah.
Click L2. Yeah, well, you know where to go. Yeah, go click on that. Go to your sword. Hold on. Now, hold on. Press triangle. These are your possibilities that you have. So if you want to, let's say you want to substitute out lucky hit, you you're gambling for one of these possibilities.
Mhm.
These are all of your possibilities for your possible outcomes. You see?
Right.
So
Mhm.
you don't have to settle with what they give you for a bullet point. You can alter that. And if you find something you really like, you already know how to masterwork it. You see
Right.
where I'm coming from?
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay,
But
that's it.
yeah, so what I had done, the only piece that I've done that on is this helm that you see the battle milk that I'm wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because this piece didn't have maximum life at the beginning. Actually, you might be able to see that. That might be why. So you see the bullet points on there. There's the one that's hollow.
What? No.
So there's willpower, max life, full resistance, resource gem.
Mm-hmm.
The one by maximum life is hollow. I wonder if that
Oh, I don't know what that means. Oh, that means you've exceeded the maximum. Because the maximum goes up to 1450, you're exceeding 1450. So that means you must have masterworked it past the maximum. I think that's
Oh,
what that
okay.
signifies. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I'm guessing. But look at it though.
that makes sense.
You obviously did exceed the maximum. So you broke the maximum. That's why it's
Right.
broken. Like you broke max. It would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. But natively, this one did not have max life on there. So I took this one over here. I'm like, I want life. I know that's
Hit
probably
hit
not what
hit
you want.
hit options. Hit L3.
Oh,
Go down to your maximum life. 14K 653. Okay, that's all I want to see.
hmm
14.6. Okay, gotcha.
but yeah, I do. When I saw this drop,
Mm-hmm.
I know I was like, originally, I usually just do like a quick, okay, there's so much red here. I don't want to switch to this. And I was like, wait a minute. This has a jewel slot and it has an affix or whatever it is. So I was like, I can have two affixes if I have a one-handed weapon and a focus. So that's why I've been looking for a one-handed weapon
Hmm.
because I can put another one of these affixes on there and then another uh, two gems and instead of one because I can only put one gem on this two-handed sword.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, that means two gems. That I could get an extra damage multiplier. I'll probably end up making it a resistance because like that's what I save my diamonds for. Because I don't have a flawless diamond or a royal diamond yet. So the diamonds I'm going to use for the for oh wait yeah, is it considered jewelry or a weapon?
What? Your offhand piece?
Yeah, the
That's
weapon.
considered a armor piece. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you're here. You know how you can find out?
Hmm.
Trust me. Take off your two-handed weapon. Equip your offhand piece,
Okay.
and throw a gem in it, and find out.
Oh,
Any gem, doesn't matter.
okay.
I'm gonna show you. This is how you test it.
That makes sense.
Now, to go to it,
Hmm.
now it did damage multiplier, right? So which one does damage multiplier?
Weapon.
See, that's how you find out.
Okay.
But you know what? A shield is considered armor. A focus is considered a weapon. Interesting, right?
That makes sense.
So I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't forget you can also unsocket it before you throw it back, unless you just want that in there.
I don't think it's there.
Okay. You don't have to, but I'll just make you in case you wanted it.
Yeah, but end of the day, for me now, I'm looking forward to getting a gem socket and an extra FX.
And not now, whenever you get a chance, can you explain why you put your gems in your pieces? Why? Not now, just when you get a chance. Just totally breaking down your build, that's all.
Okay. Well, I wanted to add a gem to this one, but it was too expensive. Like,
Hmm.
um, like I went here this and then this.
What is that one material? Oh, scattered prism, that's why. Yeah, those are hard. Hmm. Now you guys see why I go to always say I want to go to world bosses. Hmm. Scattered prisms. Okay, continue on.
Like I said, I chose sapphires because my base build will level up all my damage. So I needed something to do. I have a bunch of stuff doing health. Um, I got into resistances, and nobody else knows the resistance area. Anyway, casting an ultimate skill increases your damage by 59%. Gain 2 additional ultimate skill ranks. So, fine.
Once again, you broke max. Max is 15. You broke max. You're 8 above.
That's okay with me.
Yeah, I agree. That's exceedingly okay. But
Hmm.
the point is you're doing some crazy damage above the normal person that does 15 out of 15.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, but it increases my damage by 59% when I cast my ultimate. So that doesn't mean the damage from my basic attack, that's all my characters. So that was kind of awesome. Casting an ultimate skill reduces the cooldown of all your other skills. Like explanatory and each hit with demonology skills increases the damage you deal with demonology skills by 3%. So I can't stress this enough. When I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I want it to be multiplicative. I want it to all build on each other. It's the reason why I have all of those skills. It's the reason why I have extra health that multiplies the same way. It's the same way I have all demonology skills. Yeah, I originally I had tried doing other builds here, but it didn't seem as effortless. Not effortless, but this build just didn't make sense to me, and that's the reason why I stuck with it. And that being said, I feel like I've been talking for an hour, so
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, it's we're getting to know each other's characters intricately, and here's how this is going to help with co-op, because you'll know what your partner's capable of, and you'll know when they need to get out of there. It's like, hey, can you help me out? Or like, hey, let's say you're about to die, Groot. You're like, hey guys, I'm going stealth mode. We'll know that okay, we need to hold it down while you're in stealth. You know, like that's a scenario of getting to know why it's important to know each other better. Now, for instance, let's say it's a team that does not know what stealth is. They don't know each other's characters. They're just fighting and casting stuff. Like how the hell are you, how do you work together? Like, hey guys, I'm about to die. Oh, well, we'll help. You try to help, and maybe you'll help, maybe not. But it helps when we can use some terminology like, hey guys, I'm going to stealth mode. Oh, okay. So they're not going to see her. We got to hold it down. Let's try to divert the attention. We can plan and strategize a little bit better versus we're just in there just fighting and swinging and hoping we kill stuff. You know what I mean? That's why I feel like this is more important than world bosses. This is more important than gameplay right now. We need to understand each other's characters and how they work so that we can understand our partners better and we can cooperate better as a team when we understand each other. Does it make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah.
And I think that's a good part of my leadership because who stops and has these discussions? Everybody's in a hurry to just play, 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 kill, kill, kill.
Mhm.
Let's just kill stuff. Like nobody wants to have these boring conversations. But
I think it's worth it.
but as you
Plus, it
see,
also helps you relearn why you did things in the first
yeah,
place, and be like, hey, maybe I did know what I was doing.
and I feel like that's a good part of my leadership because I feel that like it was a good thing to initiate this conversation. But anyway, continue on.
This is more or less like preparing for something before.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, pretty much. I'm not
I have
critiquing anything. I'm not critiquing anything. I'm just trying to understand it, though.
mhm.
Okay, go.
I have a bunch of
Mm,
I have a bunch of chests here. I'm
mm-hmm.
not waiting to pop them on a higher tier. I'm not waiting to do anything like that. But do you really want to know why the reason why I have all those there?
That's up to you.
In case I die.
Mm, okay, that's smart.
If I die and I gotta come back and re-roll a warlock, I can instantly come in and pop these caches and get a bunch of experience.
Yeah, that too.
That's literally why I do it. So when I say,
That's smart too. Yeah.
hold on, I'm actually gonna log out.
Okay. Cold pizza. I saw cold pizza. That was somebody's screen name.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
But you see, while this conversation was kind of important, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, Crimson BP. She's a level 57 druid. If I go in here, actually, I wonder. It should tell you how long I played her. Oh, nope. Oh, dang it. Where's the playing time? I thought it tells you at the bottom.
I don't know.
It just tells you at the bottom. Dang. Well, what I was gonna say is Crimson BP has had like less than an hour of play and she's level 57. How do you think that happened?
Mm, the catches, I guess.
Yep. I was like, I want to see if I like playing a druid, but I don't necessarily want to level it all the way up. She got to 57. And look, she's wearing the same like starting armor because I never actually played her. So the whole point of me keeping those caches is because if if my warlock dies, I know that I can go back and level it up, but this might give me a little boost. Because if you're at level 1, you don't have any freaking abilities at all. So I can go in. These are just random dungeon caches and some of the bad like whisper, like the non-legendary ones. So I'll just go in. I'll come in here and I'll pop them all, and I'll get a bunch of. Hopefully, I'll get to like level 30 or 40 based on that.
Mm, creative. Working hard
Thank
for
you.
yourself. I understand. Yeah. That's very
I
smart.
yeah. I almost did it with the paladin, but at that time
Is,
I didn't have this money,
and did you
and
look
I
at
was I was
did you look any of this up?
honestly I did not. It
I,
was just the
I
paladin.
I know you didn't, but my point is how do you feel knowing that you didn't look any of this up and your strategy actually works? Isn't that somewhat rewarding?
Yeah. It's in the same way that I figured out, how to fortify myself. Because before I was using this ability, I was never really using my basic attack. Until
Uh-huh.
I found out that my summon here, because I was using this. Rampage has a 100% chance to trigger Eviscerate, Volatility, or Knockdown. This is my health demon. I was using this because like more damage, right? More damage, right? And then I used the keyword search that you showed me, And when you showed me to do this, I started looking up fortify, and I was like, I want, because I went from level 1 to 70, and then like I think Paragon 35 without ever getting a fortify on my health bar looked like that, exactly like that the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It was nerve wracking. It genuinely was. And I would watch your stream. I was like, what is that? Oh yeah, I remember that's fortify because I had that on my bar today.
Mm-hmm.
So when he showed me his keyword search here, I was like, okay, I need to go and see what can I can do to fortify. And there are some other things here, but um, like this I didn't have at the beginning. It's a passive skill, but I didn't have very much. I either had uh, this or I had this, and I don't take this skill. So since I saw this skill had it, I was like, cool. I think I can summon my little demons here, my little lesser demons, and pulverize them. And when I figured that out, I think you guys were in the party with me. I'm like, oh my gosh, it works. Because I didn't know if it would work. I'm trying to find a whole nother way to fortify without like actually having to completely rebuild my entire base. So when I found that, I was like super, super happy. And I would not have found that if you didn't show me this keyword searching. But I also wouldn't have found that if I was just like, that's the problem with looking up builds and stuff. I could do something that somebody on the internet says, hey, this is the best thing you can do. But if I don't play my character that way, then it doesn't matter what best enchantment is. They could say, oh, this is trash. You shouldn't ever take this demon. I like taking this demon. They could say that this is the best ability. Or really, Uni, I'm gonna tell you, I told Emperor there is one ability here that I will never take, and it's this Apocalypse because of the cooldown. They're very intentional. It was 66.6. If you look down here, you get yeah, and they're all like that. Like no, at no point am I going to be taking that just on principle. So yeah, my point is that yes, I do agree. I did not look any of this up, and it felt really good to figure it out. And
Mm. Wow.
anyway,
That was one hell of a,
analysis.
yes, I think that was a good one. A very good one.
So so tonight I unlocked P2, but unfortunately P2 is
Mm.
I'm going at it a little bit slower, but I'm still one-shotting everything with my ult. So I will increasingly
I'll
have
be
to
right
worry
back,
about it
guys.
and see how I do.
I'll be right back. Sorry. Hold on. Wait. Okay, there. Now you get. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. I gotta swap controllers. Okay, there. You guys are good now. Okay, back to what you were saying.
My analysis.
Okay, so I know that was a very long analysis, but now we understand your character a whole lot better. and when we co-op, we can understand what you're doing. And when we understand what you're doing, we have a better chance to team up with you. Like if we're all battling and we're all sticking together, we see you casting stuff, we'll know what your stuff is doing. Yeah, and let's be real, even if we don't remember everything and we forget 98% of what we remember, we do know that, okay, she's fighting, obviously. We know when you go into stealth mode, that's going to do something. Let's protect you. Like, we understand your character a tad bit better than before. That's the bottom line, right?
Yeah, so now you guys know
So,
that if I'm going in my nether stuff and going ahead, it's not because I'm trying to be a jerk and just leave shit all the time. It's because it actually does give me stacks of stuff.
yeah. So, Uni, your turn.
She has to go back and share the screen with me.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to see me right. I have to find the headphones.
Well,
You don't
you,
have to mute out loud. You can just keep your volume professional. I'll let the cat
No,
out.
I'm when I use my controller, there's nothing I can do about it. I have to use
Hail,
headphones.
wanderer. Laid before you is the bounty of
You
history.
just share.
Where's
A
my phone
thousand
like this?
salutations, wanderer.
I can't see a screen on my phone.
mm,
Okay.
mm.
So let's just try it and then see what happens like if you move your controller closer. And at the same time we'll just mute so that way there's no like distractions or anything either. I already did work on updating your volume.
Okay, I need controls.
All right. So, Groot, now that you've seen, not Groot, but Uni, now that you've seen Groot, give that critical analysis, you're going to give a critical analysis on your character. So, as best as you can. It's no perfect or right way to do it. Just do it as best as you can. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're watching. I'm watching. Groot, are you watching?
Yeah.
All right.
I have to listen to an echo. Maybe I can stay on my phone though. If it starts doing that weird squishy stuff that everybody knows.
Hmm. I have another bottle of aloe vera drink that I'm very excited about, and I'm definitely eating the hot and sour soup today, Sunday. So, yeah.
So I'm using two controls. Generates essence of 14 per second. Lucky chance hit 40%. Tears a flesh from an enemy, dealing 28,000 corrupting damage per second, and forming a usable corpse with the flesh every 1 second. Decompose causes a burst around the target every second, dealing an additional 21,000 or 19%. Where is that? You're 97%.
197%, yeah.
To them and nearby enemies. Also decompose grants a barrier. Oops. Grants a barrier every second for 10% of your maximum life. That lasts 6 seconds. And decompose slows enemies by 50%. Okay, I chose this because it does have the ability to give you a barrier and this targeting additional enemies. It does have a barrier, and that's just, it's something king is, it's just a dark stream of dark.
That's cool for a basic skill to give you a barrier.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Just like the hemorrhage was the red. Change that up. Yeah, that's look at the day.
So it doesn't matter what order you go in, just explain your character fully.
Yeah, we need to get back to that screen where Kurt was using it. Life is part of, I don't even know that was Seller is my equipped skill. Weapons cost 16, lucky hit chance 40%. Vector of view charges forward, dealing 12,000 damage. And attacks with the sight, dealing 20,000 damage. So yeah, sight is what you really see, the sight flying all over. Modified Sever can send out 3 additional specters at its A6 that expand out, dealing 8,000 damage each. Sever's essence cost is reduced by 4. Sever slows enemies by 40% for 3 seconds and forms a corpse. Main thing I use is have dice flying all over.
Okay. That's also good because your basic skill as well as your sights slows down the opponents. So you slow down the competition a lot. You'll be very useful to our team with that too.
Yeah. And I have corpse tendrils. Hold on 11 seconds. Generate essence 35. Lucky hit 30%. First Bane out of a corpse. Slowing enemies by 50%. 1.5 seconds before pulling them in and dealing 5,000 damage. So I need to have corpses. The first 2 skills can grant me corpses and slow, and apparently this slows too. The corpse tendrils no longer consumes the corpse. The enemies are immobilized after 3 seconds after being pulled in. Casting corpse tendrils generates 35 essence. Corpse tendrils makes enemies vulnerable for 4 seconds.
Fair enough. So what I get from all 3 of your abilities is you slow them down and make them vulnerable. That's nice. Okay. So can you cast it without you having a corpse present? Like if you go away from the corpse, can you cast it? Like I know. Can you cast it without a corpse being present? Oh, you have to have a corpse. I know that's how it normally works, but I thought it said something about like you don't need a corpse, and you don't have a pet because you had to go collect that gold yourself. I just realized that you need a pet. Help you collect more gold.
I don't.
You ahead.
Oh yeah, I just saw you.
Where the heck did it go?
You literally just went to go collect that gold yourself when your pet should have done it. It was super close. Your pet should have ran over there and grabbed it.
I was wondering that for a little bit.
That's why you've
It
been
seemed like I wasn't picking everything up.
So that's slowing you down where you got to keep running to grab every pile yourself. That's really slowing. Oh, your pet shows he's there.
Your pet is there.
Huh. Where the hell is he? He's on vacation.
There's a black or red, depending on his mood, I guess.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
I don't know where my went in.
So he's asking if you need the corpse, if you have to be around the corpse. So you do have to be around the corpse to be consumed.
But that's nice. That's beautiful. That it doesn't consume the corpse. Because you can keep casting on that same corpse if you wanted to. Whereas the other corpse tendrils, when you use it on a corpse, it actually consumes the corpse. So you have to have keep getting new corpses. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. So anyway, back to your other. Keep going with your presentation.
This one's skeleton mage. I think past 30. Lucky hit chance 20. Raise a skeleton mage up to a maximum of 5 mages. Skeletal mages deal 14,000 damage with each attack. Minions are strong. Skeletal mages maximum numbers increased by 2, so I have that goes by 7. I only had 5. Maybe that top number went up when I added the 2. I think 7, 9, and 5. The skeletal mage's maximum number increased by 2. Skeletal mages deal 15% increased damage. This damage increases by 1% every second that the skeletal mage is alive, up to 25%. Well, I'm only doing 25% most of the time, so I never see him die, at least on lower levels. Skeleton has 5% chance to grant 1 stack of ferocity, resolve, or overpower whenever they attack. Based on your skeleton mage's type is shadow, cold, or bone. So I have ferocity.
So I've heard of resolve and I've heard of overpower. I've not heard of ferocity ever
I've not yet figured out.
Well, Uni, look up the term ferocity. Let's see if you know how to look it up. Groot, don't say nothing.
Full mage attack, chill enemies, freezing them in your trap. Mage is also a darkness skill.
Hold on, real quick, Uni. Look up that term ferocity. See if you can find that.
Doesn't even show it on the bottom. It says, hold on. Where did it look up? I didn't want to look it up.
Okay, Groot, you can help her if you want.
You were for
Okay. Arrow over hit L2.
I got it. Okay.
Now you defeated two.
Oh, such
Hit circle. R3. And so everything that will be highlighted should show ferocity. So let's go up and down the tree here. It'll have like a circle on it. Zoom out. Zoom out. Tap down on your R, on your right joystick. Oh, okay. So see that is circled, but it doesn't show us your ferocity at the bottom. If you look over on the right, there you go.
That doesn't say what it is.
Yes, it does. That's what we
Nuclear deals increased damage to stack of ferocity. But it doesn't say what ferocity is.
Mm-hmm.
What?
So under there it says not yet learned in red, right? Below that it says learn. Below that it says refund. Below that it shows you what ferocity is.
There's the bottom. Okay. Increases your attack speed by 5% per stack. The stack stacks up to 4 times and each lasts 4 seconds.
Okay. Can you go back to that skill that you were talking about on this tree? Like scroll over.
So my skeletal mages.
It deals 5% chance to grant 1 second ferocity, resolve, or overpower enemies. And then that's perspective. So if you get ferocity, it's shadow. If you resolve, it's cold. If you overpower, it's snow.
But I have ferocity in cold and shadow, so
Okay,
I don't
so
not
then,
really
so
sure.
then you get the attack speed. You don't have a. You can't control that though. That's interesting.
It moves. It's double warrior. Oh, mages are. I mean, they're walking around with them. To summon, you have to hit triangle. It summons all up to 9 of them. The bottom number is 5 is the mages. Top number 9 is the warriors.
Where does the bottom number, top number? Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I saw it. On the green timer? Okay, got it.
So, yeah, green circles.
So your guys' stuff just lasts until they die? Like, they're everlasting?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Stay with you all the time, even in town.
It's like the witch doctor. That's why I like the witch doctor in nature.
Still towards his mages. Warrior. Hold down 10 seconds. Lucky hit percent. 20%. Active. Place a skeletal warrior from a nearby card every 2 seconds. So I don't even have to push the button. They just summon when I walk around. That's a new part of the thing that started a few weeks ago. They raise up passively. So they raise passively every 2 seconds up to a maximum of 9 warriors. Stealth warriors deal 11,200 damage with each attack. And then active, command your skeletal warriors to leap at an enemy and attack. That's supposed to be all 9 of them. Skeletal warriors maximum is increased by 3. So it was 6 and now it's 9. Skeletal warriors heal you for 2% of your maximum life, 308, whenever they attack. Skeletal warriors have 30% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 4 seconds. There's 2 chances of vulnerable. Skeletal warriors make skirmishers slice up enemies, dealing high damage to a single target. Skeletal warrior is also a bone skill, physical damage.
Okay. Didn't know it could be a bone skill. Okay.
I don't know. That's more. There, they do all 9 of them jump to the enemy.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Your skeletal warrior skill does that. That is actually a very effective attack, though. I use it often. It took me a while to figure out I could use it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of damage off of them because they all rush in and attack the one person or the one group or whatever's there. Anyway, continue on.
Does that have life? But that must be a passive from an item. I haven't actually taken blight.
It's okay. And sometimes it makes you do it, but you can just go over what's on your skill line.
Well, it says this with the blood wave. That's why it's there. Unleash concentrated blight that deals 5,200 damage. Leaves behind a defiled area, dealing 27,000 damage. Erupting damage for 6 seconds.
No, I've tried blight before. It looks like you throw a squiggly line, and when it hits the opponent, it leaks out a circle of dark energy around them. Looks like a dark black pool, and it stays there for a few seconds, and they take damage while they're in it. That's a little scenario of what it looks like. It's throwing a black squiggly line. It's not really a line, but it's a squiggly trail about 1 inch long that goes towards them. It looks more like a ball, almost like a little meteor or you'll see when you use it. Anyways, keep going.
But I don't actually use that.
Right.
Blood wave, that's the ultimate. Go down 50 seconds. Put you hit 50%. Conjure a tidal wave of blood that deals 122,000 damage and knocks back enemies. Blood wave became a darkness skill that deals shadow damage. So I shoot out the black purple stuff. Then it leaves behind a trail of desecrated ground, or like blight. So it leaves the ground all black. Travel leave behind a trail as it travels that deals 136,000 corrupting damage. Blood wave deals 30% increased damage while you are fortified, and blood wave forms up to 2 blood orbs as it travels. And the blood orbs, for those who don't know, can heal you. It's little patches of little red patches with swirly little blood things that you can pick up. Different than the regular healing orb.
I will admit, when I first started playing the Necromancer, it took me a while to realize the difference between blood drops and, the healing potions. The healing potions, where they have a little white ring around them when you see them laying down, whereas the blood orbs just are like red droplets you see. And the red droplets are confusing with blood boil because blood boils are more like little pellets. Like blood boils, then you have your blood orbs, then you got your health orbs. They're all different in their own little way. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah. And at the bottom says, fortify is an additional reservoir of life that is drained to heal you over time. And blood orbs heal 15% of your maximum, heal 50% of your maximum life when they're picked up.
So wait, hold on. I just thought about something with fortify. Fortify is not really armor to your health. It's just when your health goes down, fortify heals it back up. I don't know why it's an armor thing around the health bar. I feel like part of it is armor. I don't know. I don't fully understand fortify yet. I feel like part of it is armor, but I feel like I know for sure another part of it heals up.
Extra health that you have to take off before first you.
Yeah, so you basically have 2 health bars. It says that it takes that fortify and heals your regular bar where you drains it, but essentially you have 2 health bars. You have double the health. Cool.
Because of course there's the armor thing around the health bar, right? Obviously. I wonder what that's for. Like, to be technical, I wonder, I take it for granted that it's armor around your health. So they have to, break through that to get to your health. But I don't technically know the technicality of exactly what it really is. The silver outline around the health bar globe. I don't technically know the technicality of what it really is.
Well, if they don't already kill it.
See, you're unpenitent. Look how easy it is. You're not even getting into attack because, see, you're army. Watch this. See, just go into battle and watch what happens. And you're unpenitent. Yeah. Okay.
Why are you cracked?
Huh?
No crack in barrier or something. Anyway,
that's weird.
So, I'll let you discover that on your own if you would like. If you don't have to take my word for it. But the armor thing around your health is absolutely fortified.
Yeah.
I told you that I ran from 1 to 70. I went from 1 to Paragon 85 without ever having fortified. And I never had that armor around my health. I didn't have anything that took fortified. Second thing. What is desecrated ground?
That's the darkness. Full of darkness.
Yeah, what does that do?
It can corrupt the enemy. And then there's my blood drop. If you saw it.
Well, now I know when I see you guys blood wave that that's your ultimate. But I understand that it makes desecrated ground and it makes whoever wants it corrupted. I don't know what corruption is.
I could explain it, but I just want to see if you can explain it. Because if a new person asks you that question, I just want to see how you're going to deal with it. A trail of desecrated ground.
To damage the enemies for 136,000.
Do you know where to find desecrated ground if you want to know what that term means?
Probably one of the skills.
You tell me. If you were by yourself and if you saw that term desecrated ground, how would you find it?
So normally I would not have asked about that, but it was underlined. I would have just been like, okay, it turns into desecrated ground and deals damage, but it was underlined, so that tells me that it's somewhere else under the thing.
Well, I can't even move the cursor to it.
Clear all. You gotta read the whole screen. Always remember, when you get stuck, read the whole screen. If I were you, I would start from the first skill tree and work your way down. That way you know you've covered all your grounds. But do what works for you. You don't know what you're looking for, do you? Oh, yes. That's what you're looking for, yes. So what does desecrated ground do?
Deals corrupting damage. I mean, it doesn't say anything else.
At the bottom, it says...
Read the whole thing.
It deals 32,560 corrupting damage, which my other number said a different number, so it's not the same.
You don't have this ability, but when I say read the whole thing, I'm talking about the tooltip. Remember how you guys are tooltip 444? Underneath that.
Oh. Desecrated ground lasts for 6 seconds and deals damage over time to enemies in the area.
Alright, well, good to know. Okay. So, it does a whole bunch of damage, spawns blood orbs, slows them. It also leaves a path to where if somebody walks through it, it does... I mean, we call them dots, but damage over time. Cool. Thank you. Sorry that turned into another lesson. I was curious what it was.
Yeah. Does anything else? That's all it says, basically. That's the end of my skills. You're the ones basically in that. Yeah, I guess I do have 2 points. You want me to read this?
You say what you want to say about it or why you chose it. It's up to you. If you don't want to, don't. If you want to, go for it. Just expressing your character.
There's a lot of why on the first thing. And apparently I went both ways and picked both of the lines.
So did I, because it would give me more survivability.
I'm getting 10% damage and 4% extra life, but I don't have enough willpower to use it. And I don't have enough dexterity to use it. So how am I ever going to get enough of everything all together?
Wait.
Resilience gives 3% resistance to all elements and 4% maximum life. Bonus of another 3% resistance to all elements if requirements are met. 132 of 210 dexterity.
So what that means is you're still getting your 3% resistance to all elements, and you're still getting your 4% maximum life. You don't, however, get the bonus 3% resistance to all elements until you get enough dexterity. But you still get something for having this. You still get the bonus.
Now I know what it means. How it works. Bonus. 0, this. I got grass, 15% damage relief. That's a 10 intelligence. The 10 intelligence goes here. My first bliss I ever got. You deal 10% increased damage relief. I got 2 dexterity, 1 willpower, 6 intelligence, and 2 strength. And what? Yeah. Oh, what's this? That. And then when I got through here, I went to, this is blood sugar, which he's always talking about. 1.5% blood damage, which technically I don't have blood damage now. Blood orbs will fortify you for 3% of your maximum life. Generate 30% bonus to all magic nodes within range. 10% blood damage with 10 intelligence. 12.5% damage while healthy with 10 intelligence. Basically, I didn't have a reason for choosing him, so blood drinker. You always forget about, always talking about blood drinker.
So, alright.
I don't really know what to say about all the figure cones.
Before you continue, did you just say that you don't do blood damage anymore?
Yeah.
So, you do see that everything on this board that you're showing us right now is upping your blood damage, and you just said that you don't do blood damage. Like, go up to your legendary list.
I know, because the Emperor is always talking about blood drinker being so great.
Well, what works for him might not work for you if you're not doing blood damage.
Because mine is the shadow damage.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, blood orbs fortifying you sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But if you don't do blood damage, then this entire page is not doing anything for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Might be something for you to look at to start.
Oh, hi.
How long ago did you switch from blood?
Oh, pretty much right after I got it. Because it was an upgrade to the skill, so I chose darkness.
I don't know how long ago that was.
Maybe a month. Well, no, I had the clear for that one.
But so this is why Emperor was talking about like having to do that critical analysis, right? Because like for me,
Yeah.
if I have a bunch of affixes on my armor that deal bonus hellfire damage, but I'm an abyss warlock, then that's completely wasted, and I won't be able to progress. So you have something that's handling all of your damage in blood, but you don't do blood damage. That might be why either you're feeling like it might be why you feel like you're about to die. It's not actually that you're gonna die. It might just be that you're missing out on a lot of bonus damage, so your enemies aren't dying quick enough. So how would you fix that?
What's a different cliff? Which I have a total of, 7 of them.
Hold on. That's sorry. Go back to your paragon board.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. That's what I was looking for. Okay, and then look at your legendary node.
Yeah. Butchering.
No, go up. The orange node.
What?
That one right there. Okay, so this doesn't necessarily mean that blood orbs don't only spawn from blood scales, do they?
It spawns, mine spawn from the blood wave. It's pop 2.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, but don't you use your blood orbs to heal yourself?
When they're there, yeah.
Okay, so you need to heal yourself for anything. Okay. Let's look at your other rare nodes, like your yellow ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones I have.
No, the yellow ones. You're right. So fine, the ones that you have and the ones that you have. So blood damage. Plus damage, not healthy. Let's look at the ones you already have. Plus blood damage. Go up.
Once the blood damage.
No, to the next yellow node. Up. There you go. Blood orb healing. Okay, that's not bad. Go up again to the yellow node. Axe 5 goes to the right. To the next yellow node on the right. No, that's orange to the other one. Okay. So, zoom out and scroll down. Okay, so you picked this board. I don't know if you realize that you picked this board.
Yeah. I found the blood drinker board, but I had a blood drinker glyph here.
Okay. Yeah, the blood orbs are nice, don't get me wrong. But a lot of your rare nodes on here give you plus blood damage and you don't do blood damage anymore. So
If I switch back to, I'd have to switch back to hemorrhage. And but hemorrhage turned into,
no, I mean, I'm not telling you to change your build, but you can change your build.
I mean, but I like, because this one has a fortify. This one doesn't.
Okay, but then if you go back to your paragon board again, mind you, I know little or nothing about it. Go back to your paragon board. And then your legendary node.
This thing up here.
Sorry, not okay. So, your blood orb is fortified.
That's just.
So your blood orb's fortified. So you do have a way to fortify yourself if it's not hemorrhage. The question is, how often do you spawn blood orbs, which you just told me only with your ult? Are there other ways to spawn blood orbs?
Give you blood orbs fortify you. Therefore, I can turn to hemorrhage, but I have a bunch of blood orbs.
But keep in mind, if you do that, you'll be compromising your barrier. Just keep that in mind.
No. I'm not telling you to switch back to hemorrhage. With your paragon holding where it is right now, hemorrhage. But if you might have to paragon mode. Because right now, you're not doing any blood damage. So 2 of your major nodes are not going to do anything for you. And so but you're not getting any of the benefits, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what would you rather do? Can I tell you what I would do if I were me? If it were me?
Get rid of the blood drinker.
Well, if it's me, because I don't know very much about necromancy, I cannot make a decision on whether or not I should switch my base ability until I find out what the other Paragon boards do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Do you know that you could switch your Paragon board?
Yeah, I remember something of that, but I don't know how to do it.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it's just like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure it's just like restarting your entire build.
But in order to get another board, so that is a refund. Oh, yeah. I'd have to start all over. But what about my actual board?
Okay. We'll try it out.
God, I'm gonna put all these.
But it always has to be confirmed anyway, doesn't it?
Wait, stop, press circle.
I don't know.
If you would like to, you can tap square on each one that you've already filled in. It'll take away one at a time. So you don't have to take them all away at once. That's going to erase all of them.
To be fair, did you get taken away from that one, Amy?
Yes.
Why did you pick that node to begin with?
It was just where I was sitting.
Because you don't use scroll power, do you?
Maybe she's trying to travel to the next board or either to the next set of magical nodes above that to the north.
Right, but look to the right above your blue node. There's this, no, go down. Yep, go back to the blue node. No, that's it. Go up one. Go up again. Did you intentionally take this node too?
Yeah.
Why?
I need security for other options.
Understood.
No, I did not go offline. They signed me out. I'll deal with that later.
How this works, really.
You need dexterity.
Because right here it says I need dexterity, so I'm trying to
What?
select everything around it.
Oh, you're trying to take it for the bonus?
I guess, now that I figured out it was a bonus, I didn't even know it was a bonus.
Yeah, so that means you don't need it right now. Like eventually when you get high enough Paragon and like I get high enough Paragon and we have multiple boards, yeah, we'll probably end up getting all of those bonuses, and then because we'll have to get through dexterity, we'll have to get through strength, I'll have to get through intelligence when I use willpower. Right now, it's up to you. You can do it all at once, or you can do it all at separate times, or you can change your base ability. This is entirely up to you. But for me, I would want to make a decision based on what I know.
Yeah, no what it says there's an unequipped board option, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work because you have points in there.
Does it have what?
You have points in your node, so you have stuff unlocked for your base ability. So it would make you undo that. But if you're not going to use the board, then I don't know why you would be stressed about it. Because you're not doing regular. The answer is yes, it's easier to just switch your base ability, but if you actually like the barrier generation, which is cool, if you like that, then you have to experience it.
So I think a lot of that is to think about that on your own time. I think you should continue with the presentation of your character so I can get to mine too.
Yeah. That's what
At least now you're more aware than before.
happened.
Right, you live in kind of your format. A whole board that needs to. Alright, I guess it's your turn again?
You want to talk about your gear and why you put sockets and stuff? Talk about your gear pieces if you want, and your aspects if you'd like.
Lock out for shadow damage because that's what I do. And this one is for barrier generation. Otherwise, my gearing isn't that important. I'm not even all legendary because I haven't built up enough stuff. So I'm not going to event. You have the vampiric first thing. Vampiric blood rage. That what it is. Once I have imprinted this time, darkness still. This one that comes with shadow damage. Shadow damage inflicts enemies with shadow blight for 2 seconds. Every 8th time an enemy receives shadow damage from you, they will, while they are infected by shadow blight, they take an additional 557% of that damage. That's corrupting damage over 4 seconds. What do I have on here? This is for freeze, so that works with my skeletal mages. Freeze enemies explode for 114% of the damage. And what I got in here? This isn't even what I would care about. That's just what was there. And I don't have to that's the vampiric thing. Damaging an enemy with a basic skill grants to a 4% attack speed for 10 seconds, stacking up to 5 pounds. Upon reaching maximum, you enter a vampiric blood rage. Gain 50% basic skill damage and 15% movement speed for 10 seconds. All the legendaries I got.
So, what's holding you back from any other legends?
Equipment, I mean, supplies, whatever there are, if I need to add them.
So, what are you normally, what is your Paragon? You're a Paragon 68. What are you normally running when you get the experience?
I was doing campaigns the whole time.
No.
That's just campaign. I run around doing side quests if I'm alone.
Okay.
And I'm doing event. And the emperor there was really stressing event.
So you were level 38 before the first time you expired with the campaign.
First time I died.
Yeah, there's no way you got the Paragon of 68 with the campaign. Like that's.
No, I was at 50. And I've not been doing very much. I've been doing side quests and strongholds.
Okay, but if you've been doing strongholds, you've been doing dungeons, you said you've been doing Whisper there? Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason why you shouldn't have a legendary. If you're grinding enough. Because it seems like you are. I mean, unless you're just doing all the side quests that ever existed on this game to get you to Paragon 68.
I did a lot of strongholds.
Okay. Can you repeat strongholds? I thought you can only just do them once.
No, yes.
That might be a question for Emperor.
What's the question? If you have the question.
Right now I'm up to 37 pieces.
Exactly.
I have 2 more. So that's only going to make 2 more pieces.
That's because that's the piece that you want to keep. That's the armor that you want to keep.
That's the point. It keeps changing so often. Okay, first of all, I was doing it way too often, and you told that to me, but you didn't do that until you needed to, or when you got your good equipment. You didn't want to keep changing it all the time. I tried to keep changing it all the time. Putting legendary thing too up. So my pieces went kaput.
When you say you, are you talking about me or Emperor?
You, Groot, you said something about not changing them all the time.
Yeah, I don't use any of my materials on. I mean, this is just me, okay? I can't speak for everybody. I'm not using my materials. I'm not wasting my materials on yellow equipment. As hard as it is to recruit all that stuff, there's no way that I'm doing it. So if you're telling me right now that the legendaries you have are everything that you've upgraded from yellow pieces, is that what you're saying? None of them have dropped?
Yeah, some of them are. I know that hat piece isn't actual legendary, because I wouldn't have chosen them. It's a legendary subhead. But
Side quests are fine, Mimi, but I promise, if you just run regular dungeons, Whisper dungeons, regular dungeons, you're gonna drop those pieces more than you will. The odds of you getting a legendary piece is gonna be probably a lot greater than you just getting all those materials to upgrade a yellow piece. But I don't have the proof behind that, except the fact that I've never upgraded a rare to a legendary. And so I have all legendary equipment. And the only side quests I do are side quests that are on the way. I've pretty much been doing dungeons, but my way's not necessarily the best way. Your way might be more effective for you. The only problem is your way does not give you any gear, and so that's gonna hold you back.
that's what I do by myself. Well, I want to make co-workers so I can do harder things. So,
But I just said you don't need to do harder things. Like you just said, you're doing this on hard. When you're side questing, are you doing it on normal?
and then it was on XP.
Okay. If you do expert dungeons, and just spam those, or go on expert and do the whisper events for gun savers, you're gonna find better gear. Hands down, you're gonna find better gear.
Yeah.
Can you press the touchpad for me, please? Regular season.
What?
Season. And then season blessings. Bottom right hand corner.
Oh, no.
Bottom right hand corner. Just click on it. I'm just trying to see what we use. So you do have some, you've used it.
Yeah.
So, do what you want. I'm just going to explain to you my logic, okay? I put all of my points into Urn of Ancestral Whisper, and I was spamming Whisper events. Because
Yeah.
the likelihood for me to get an orange cash from the Whisper events is low. But anyway, you don't have to do what I did. That works out for me. If you want to boost the chance of your global gambling, it makes sense. You go do that. And,
I didn't think, okay, when I read boost strength for an ancestral dash, I thought that only meant when you're on torment, you can get ancestor.
So an ancestral cache just means like an orange cache. You know how when you turn in your tree of answer stuff, it's like a black chest?
I forgot about the ancestral catches. I need to actually go relocate mine and put that all the way up on 4. Yeah, I knew it. It's just I skipped over and forgot about it. I meant to get back to it, but I didn't get back to it. So, I think that was a good reminder.
Yeah. So, again, what works for me might not work for you. Side quests. I'm just running around. I do the whisper events and calls, and 40% of the time you guys are talking to me, I'm like, yeah, I'm just finishing up a whisper dungeon.
Yeah.
Because that gives me the opportunity to get more of these whispers. In fact, I have so many that, remember, I have extras in case my character dies.
Okay.
Just an idea.
Let me go back to viewing your screen. Give me a few minutes. I need to go back. Okay, I'm back. I'll relocate my crap later, but your screen's more important right now. I'm still looking.
Huh? Is there anything else you wanted to show?
Okay.
Is there anything else you wanted to discuss?
Alright, I'll show you guys mine here in a minute. Go after I get comfortable on my bed. I know we've done So I know we've done a lot more explaining than actual gameplay, but as leadership, I felt like this conversation was necessary tonight. Since we all co-op on a regular basis, we need to know more about our partners. And this was a good way to know more about our co-op so that we can be more effective in assisting each other. Well, you know. Okay.
But I think that was also beneficial for you to find out you have an entire paradigm worth of
Okay. If I'm correct. Now, to a lot of people, this would be boring, but I feel like to both of you guys find this exciting, or more so, you guys understand why we're doing it. And this is another thing that makes us Crimson stand out. Other people would have been like, "This is boring." They would have fallen asleep. They would have been like, This is so stupid." People would have had their opinions, right? But you guys see the significance of why we're doing this because nobody wants to die. Everyone understands our partners better, so we can perform better in combat, right? So, I'm sharing my screen. Let me know what you guys are watching. All right, you let me know what you're watching. I'm gonna actually start a new stream since